I wasn't really active the entire day today, but I was able to spot a few things I'm pretty mad about missing, and I'm just going to go in depth because I want to finish up my data collection, which I wasn't able to do. And overall, this is what we have. We have turtle soup at this high. I'm going to open up my SMT so you guys can see this. And actually, I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. That's a little bit too quick. So right here, we have Asia highs that were intact, so making equal highs right here. And we have this new week opening gap. So going into the day, right here, I said I was bullish. I want to see us run back into this new week opening gap. So this was my draw on liquidity. And I was kind of unaware. I wasn't really looking at these highs. I wasn't really expecting a turtle soup to form because I wasn't able to see SMTs. Usually I'm way more active and alert when I'm looking at the charts, but being at school, it hinders my abilities severely to be aware. So as you can see, here are the highs that we ran out right here. This is it. We ran out this high on ES and we didn't on NQ. Or we ran it out on NQ up here, we did not on ES. So we had SMT at highs, between these equal highs. So this is turtle soup, and we ran this out. This is kind of 3 drives, but ignore this one. This one doesn't have significance. All that really mattered is that we ran out kind of this external high right here. Let me get rid of this. And we ran out Asia highs. So kind of time-based highs. But running these out with SMT is very high probability for me to start looking for shorts. And as I usually say whenever we have turtle soup, I don't try to catch the soup itself. But I try to catch a trade off of it, so that's usually just a breaker or something similar to that, or the first inversion gap we can find. And what happened with me, I want to take a demo short, and that destroyed me. It was a bad decision because I was inducement. When we ran this out inside of our macro, or when we ran out this high inside of our macro, I was assuming that we were just going to short, and this little internal high, which is inducement, this is like stage 1 liquid. Let me think, stage 1 liquidity up here, this internal high gets ran out. This is where I got stopped out, and this was our full soup up here. And this is where I was expecting it to push lower from. This is the actual soup because we're inside of the higher time frame PD array. We're expecting, as you can see, consequent encroachment of this 15-minute SIBI, 15-minute bearish fair value gap. And yeah, I guess that's about it. We have this obvious low, we push lower, and if you've been seeing the trades I've been taking recently, or if you remember what I just said, first inversion fair value gap, once we know. And we did have an inversion down here, which this is not what I want to see. I want to see more strength. I want to see this high get ran out one more time, which I said in my analyst earlier today. I'll show you. SMT high. I was trying to give good analysis, but then school just ate me alive. Wasn't able to do it. Then I gave most of my analysis in trading chat. Where was it? SMT. Run this high out one more time. We pushed through that, and that's this one right here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm just lining up the charts. Okay, we got it. And right here, first inversion for value gap, we close below. We kind of retrace back into it, which is what we want to see. We want to see bullish PD erase turn bearish, but we would actually have to have the close underneath, and that clarifies its close. So bang, short. And your target, I mean, I kind of just been bouncing off from that 30 gap, but this looks a lot like a completed market maker sell model. Almost, because we had S&T at this low too. I'll go over that in a bit, so we're just going to keep this in mind for a little bit later. So, I'll delete these two. Okay, S&T with ES. We're going to keep that in mind. So, back up to here, the breaker plays I've been taking on Friday and Thursday. All it really is, we run up this high, we have internal liquidity, external liquidity, SMT, so very high probability breaker right here. And I mean, it's 10:30ish. I wouldn't be too opposed to taking a trade, especially if it's outside of a macro right here. So this is the breaker because we ran out internal high, our external high, we have turtle soup, everything right here would have created a high probability breaker short. But the reason why I was actually fine with not being too active, I use Mondays as an opportunity just to get my psychology in place, just because Kashi helped me out with it. And all we really do is just tape read, we demo trade, and we just make sure we know all of our concepts properly and data collect. It's basically just a warm-up day for psychology, analysis, everything. So, I mean, we were able to spot this pretty clearly. I wouldn't have targeted out this low because we were already forming SMT with ES, and I'm still going to get into that in a bit. But if I was looking for a safer trade, or a safer place to look, like just equilibrium of the entire range right under the 930 gap, that would have been the safest place for us to take profit, or just the 930 gap low right here itself. And that would have been it if I was going to take shorts. And my shorts, I mean, I think you guys know what I like to see. I always go around mean threshold of the breaker itself. So typically, if I got entered, okay, so right here, bang, short, bang right here, it might have stopped me out actually. So we'll see. Actually, no, I would have used this. I used this down close. So it might have stopped me out here, but I probably would have been fine with it. Or I could have waited for a reaction because is this close below? Maybe. So it's 50-50 whether or not I would get stopped out on this trade. Or if I just want to see a low retrace back into it, but not too much. I'm still going to journal it because sometimes it can be flawed using the threshold as your trade, but I don't really like going past 12-ish handles for my trade or 9-ish handles, so my stop loss is pretty tight for most of my trades. So if I would have gotten stopped, I probably would have been fine with it. But stronger higher time frame narrative, it would have kept me in check. The only thing I would be missing is kind of like a change in state of delivery, which, I mean, we could have been offered one. I mean, I wouldn't really say. I'd probably just use this one right here and see the bodies respect that, which is good. But I would have wanted to see kind of like a market structure shift in a retrace, but that obviously didn't happen here. When we had this turtle soup, we instantly started dumping lower. Market maker saw modeling, pushing lower, 930 gap. And let's get into our long real quick. Alright, let me just dive into the macro, because there's one thing I noticed that could have given us shorts down to an internal low right here, and all it really was just this high to low during a 1050 macro. So when I was looking inside of the 1050 macro for a trade, not an actual trade, just a tape read, all I noticed was we were respecting this OTE gap, and I wasn't really trying to trade like the BSSB, but right here, this OTE SIBI was respected, we pushed lower, and we inversed this inside of the macro. So after inversing this, I was thinking this would be a really good place to short. If I had my stop loss above this high, I would have targeted out this internal low, and I was just watching it overall. What I really liked also was this run of this low high right here. Inside of it, I wouldn't say that this is turtle soup, it's just we ran out a high inside of an OTE PD array, and we inversed a bullish PD array. And this right here is pretty good for shorts down to an equal low. It's really good for a quick scalp. I've taken scalps like this many times before, so I'm confident in trades like this. Shoot below, we retrace into it, and if I'm ever taking an inversion inside of a macro, it's kind of different to how I rate my trades, because I always want to see if I'm trying to be more in depth with my trading. I want to see us inverse and retrace into it, because in the 2024 mentorship, it's always going based off of you want to see bullish PD array, we failed, or what was it? I think it was like a resistance turn support, or this one, in this case, a support PD array turn resistance, and we want to see it react off of it, and that's exactly what we had right here. We're reacting off of it, so entry could have been off here if we would have seen this. We had around, I mean, if you spotted all this, you would have had around 7 minutes, 5 minutes to react, take shorts off of it, stop loss at the high right here, and just target out the internal low. And that would have been a pretty decent short. One in Q, this would be around, I think $860, which that's pretty good. Risk, 12 risk is like 250, and internal losses ran out, and this is kind of where I wanted to get into. So this is where we had SMT with ES, as you could see. Oh shoot, I might say this is original accumulation. I gotta go look at my data collection because I've been off the charts a bit. So give me 1 second. Okay, I'm gonna call this our original accumulation right here because this is kind of clean. Let me go on the 5 minutes to see. Original accumulation, first leg, let's go on the 1 minute. Okay, original accumulation, first leg, accumulation, second leg, reaccumulation, smart money reversal, bang lower, and it's just repricing. I want to see reprice underneath the original accumulation, but we could have said ES was the one to do that, so let's go check out ES just to make sure, because underneath this accumulation right here, where is it? I'll go in the 5 minutes so we spot it. I want to see us reprice and just push below it like this. I want to see us reprice, reaccumulate underneath it. We didn't have that, so that obviously makes us bullish. So making us bullish, number one thing to do is look for longs, and I'm pretty sure I put in my analyst channel what I saw, or I was talking to someone in the chat, and I kind of said, not kind of, I did say, I said I wanted this. Someone asked if it would be a breaker. Right here, I wanted this to form into a breaker because we are closer to these lows. Someone asked if this was, I think it was KJ. Someone asked if this would be the breaker. I was saying I want this to become the breaker, and we take longs off of this. We'd look for longs off of this because I was anticipating SMT to form those lows because of where we were at, and you can obviously see where we were at. We ran off this internal low, and we start pushing up higher. So it's basically the high right before we run off the low. We displaced up higher, and one thing I want to show you about this unicorn in particular. So I'm going to keep our unicorn, I mean, I'm going to keep this breaker marked out. I'm going to mark out our basically that we're in, our fair value gap that we're in, and since we displaced up higher, we would need a retrace into it. So bang, what would we need? A retrace into discount. What's a perfect place to take a trade? Usually whenever I'm taking trades like this, it would not be off the breaker, but inside of 0.5. I would, this is the only time where I would actually use 0.5 as kind of a confluence to take a trade, and it's basically when everything lines up. Breaker, fair value gap, SMC with low, internal low ran, we're pushing up higher. And I guess you could kind of say this is a shift in market structure. So everything right here looks good, and you can see we tapped into consequent encroachment. So if I would have taken this long right here off 0.5, my stop loss, it could have been slightly below, but 12 handles, I'd be willing to put it below the gap itself. And we could have been targeting out this internal high for all we know, but 930 gap is kind of where my draw on liquidity has been recently. So either one of these, but I've been gravitating more taking trades targeting the 930 gap recently. So this would have been the what was it, the trade. I would just have to see how we reacted off the macro. I kind of like to hold my trades into the macro right around here. If we run it out, I gotta see what happens. So we enter the macro, bang, we run it out. Yeah, I would probably hold on to it, mainly because inside of the macro I want to see more price delivery, and that's exactly what happened through it. But another thing I want to mention, after tapping into this, after tapping consequent encroachment, or not even tapping it, one thing that they, ICT said in the ICT core content, if we fail to tap consequent encroachment of the gap, that is a strong sign that we are bullish. And as you can see, barely tap it, and we leave this bottom portion of the gap unfilled, which that's basically just a strong indicator that we are still bullish. So, and we are heavily bullish. That's probably one of the clearest indicators that we're going to be bullish. It's charter content level stuff, according to ICT. So, I mean, this is the only trades I was able to identify during the time. Just this short, I mean, not call this one. I probably wouldn't have taken this, mainly because I feel like it would be more of a forced trade. But on paper, I definitely would. This is more of a trade I would take. I just got to manage my stop loss a little bit better and know how I'm going to be able to handle it. Because if I went to mean threshold over around like the middle of here, I probably would have been stopped out. Like bang, close below, I go short, where would my stop loss be? I don't like using a fixed stop loss, I want to use more logic behind it, so bang, and it all depends. Close below, we're probably going to push up, I want to see how the candle forms. We start driving back into it, then that could have caused a market short into it, and then it could have caused me to hold like right here, but I mean, I wasn't able to live trade it, so I don't know what I would have done, but usually if we just close below, the first retrace we have back into it, I usually take a trade off of that. So bang, close below, retrace, that probably would have been market short. So who knows, I have to look at my old trading to do that. Whatever my logic is during that time, I just go with it. I'll check DMs after. Okay, let's go to our questions. What is our questions? Long as 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. Save by equilibrium of the range. Down about right here. Wait, what do you mean? Amir Khamin, is this you? Are you Myth? It's okay, it's a stream. Not too much. The rest of the day, I don't really trade PM session anymore. I just stay for AM. I don't trade past. Yeah, I don't really trade past 12 unless I'm live trading. Then I'll live trade the entire New York session all the way into market close sometimes. It's a blessing for me to live trade. Yeah, I'll be looking to trade. Let me check our news one more time. I'll check your DMs with. Okay. Very, very nice. I gotta put that in my data collection. What was it called? How did I refer to it? Shoot. I forgot. Oh yeah, news. Okay, let's go with that. My stake. Nothing too bad. Unemployment Thursday. I mean, I'd be willing to trade tomorrow and Wednesday. Yeah, I want to be a little more cautious Wednesday, and I wouldn't trade until 10 on Thursday, but I'll be fine with trading tomorrow and Wednesday. Not too bad. Yes, empty law. Yeah, I'm not clear on my charts. Any questions right now? Any other questions? Yeah. We stayed inside of our daily. We stayed inside of this range the entire day, which is interesting. Equal high, equal low. Equilibrium of the range. Let's see what happens. I'll do my analysis in a second. This is just gonna be a framework for me tomorrow. I don't really do my analysis. pre-market, or I don't do it the night before and rely on it. I do it before market open. I kind of want to see what we do right now. We're inside of a premium. I kind of want this discount low right now, discount low right now. Maybe start to soup this low, push up, run our equal highs, not equal, whatever. Let's see real quick. I gotta be more in depth than that. Okay, this is still unfilled right here. I'm gonna leave this as kind of a guide for what we have up higher. So we don't really have any high impact news, so I don't expect too big of a move. I kind of want manipulation higher than distribution lower, but I just have to see what happens overnight. So basically, overnight, I want to see what we do with Asia. Of course, Asia, maybe London can manipulate this low. We can start pushing up higher from here, bang, and set the stage for lower into the week. Yeah, that's probably what we could see. So this is Asia, this is London, this is New York session, and this is the rest of the week. Actually, the rest of the week could probably do something like this. Bang, bang, bang. That's all I got though. Guys, I'm pretty bearish. I hate streamer. Why is streamer mode keep harassing me? No, forget it. I got it. Okay. I'm a little bit under the weather. Okay. I'm bullish tomorrow, I think. I want to see manipulation higher. So, time to discount, maybe run out this low, push up higher, then bearish for the rest of the week. What am I so? I'm discombobulated. Hold on. I got home, I fell asleep, and I just woke up feeling sick. So I don't know how I'm gonna do tomorrow. Okay. Any questions? I kind of prefer trading micros right now. I'm just going after risk management stuff. I'm gonna go back to my mini trading shenanigans soon. Especially on this My Funded Futures account. I don't care about it. If I pass it or when I pass it, I'm just gonna use it for a video. I'm gonna size in extremely heavy and use it for the video title. Be like, more size equals more profits. That'll be the video title, and I'm just gonna make some big account, skip school, make big money, or lose the whole account. If I lose the account, I'm gonna put it in the video and just explain good risk management and the reason why I was able to do that. Otherwise, what was it? If I trade 5 micros, how many take profits? I'm not sure. 5 micros, you just times it by 10. So, if 5 micros, this is $420. Stop loss, this is $135. Oh shoot, keep watching T-Trades. Oh shoot, I forgot to shrink my camera. Why is it so big? Go watch T-Trades. That's probably the best place to start. 2022 is good too. It just depends. I don't even remember. I remember watching T-Trades when I first got into SNC. Then it was a 2022 mentorship. So that's all it really is. Okay, any other questions? Because I'm done with the recap. I'm gonna go make some food, go back to sleep. I think we're fine. Oops. Shoot. Okay.